Well, here we are. This is Baruch here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. And it's time for us to come over and learn. We are here in Parshas Amor on page Taf Gimel in the Matok Midrash. So we're going to come over here and we're going to learn a little bit. And as we do, is trying to do and teach everybody and try to learn myself as much Aramaic as possible, especially the beautiful sound of the words the way Rebbe Shemin writes. So the Zohar says like this: "V'yomer Hashem al Moshe Amor el HaKohanim b'nei Aharon." So speak to the Kohanim, the sons of Aharon, v'amarta aleichem, and say to them, "L'nefesh lo yitame ba'amav." So do not allow yourself to become tameh as a result of being around a dead body. V'omer Rabbi Yossi says, "This is my time of the dog, the kabul dog." So what's the reason why we have these two parshios, or two pasukim from two different parshios that are right next to it? Because in the previous parsha, which was Kedoshim, Dechsiv La'ela, V'yisho Isha Kihiyeh Bahem Ov, these are different kinds of avodah zarah. O Yudunim, Mos Yumaso. So people who delve into these kinds of witchcraft, they should certainly be put to death. Amor el Kohanim, and then right next to it, the next pasuk, if you're reading the Torah, then the very next pasuk is going to speak to the Kohanim. So the question is how do the two of them go together? So it says, so in the previous parsha, the Jewish people were told to guard themselves about everything. So they also included in that was the Kohanim and also Leviim. The Kohanim Minayim. So where do we know that the Kohanim are being warned specifically about becoming Tomei? He said, "Dechsev Amor al Kohanim." So because it says over here, speak to the Kohanim. So how about the Leviim? The Levoim Minayim. So where do we learn this from the Levoim? Dechsev el HaLeviim tedaber amarto aleichem. To the Leviim you should speak and say to them, so that all of them should be found. Begin the Shrachu Kulhu Zechayim, all of them meritorious, Kedishim Da'achyin, so Kadosh and pure. So he says, Emer al Kohanim. Now we'll work the Zohar wants to work the pasuk again. He says, Emer al Kohanim b'nei Aharon, so speak to the Kohanim, the soul children of Aharon. My time of Halcha b'nei Aharon. So why do you need the word b'nei Aharon? We don't know that the Kohanim are the children, the descendants of Aharon. But he means to distinguish them because the Aharon are also, that is, the Kohanim are also from the tribe of Levi. But here, when he wants to specify, the Torah wants to specify here that we're talking specifically to the Kohanim. Because Aharon is the beginning of all of the Kohanim that ever come out. The Bei Israel Kutriberichu Mikula, because he chose, the Kodesh Baruch Hu chose Aaron over everybody. Begin Lama'aved Shlama Ba'alma, in order to be able to bring peace into the world. Begin to Aaron Archu Yisalichu Le'Elohai, and since Aaron, the path that he led of his life, brought him to this place, the called Yomai Da'akron, because every single day of the life of Aaron, he worked hard to incorporate and make an abundance of peace wherever he could. And since that his path was like this to begin with, so Kodesh Baruch Hu lifted him up to this high level of being the father of all other Kohanim. In order to bring peace into the host of heaven that comes from up above, in other words, to make a yichud b'zochar b'nok, begin kach emer al kohanim b'nei Aharon. So that's the reason why you need those two phrases. Now let's see a little bit more. He plays the verse again, and we'll look at some of this. It says emer al kohanim v'amarto aleichem. So our pasuk again, two languages, Amor, and then he says v'amarto. So it's actually the same word twice. Rabbi Yehuda began and says like this: Ma rav tuvcha, how great is your goodness? Asher tzefanto l'reacha, that you hid away for your people, the reacha, for those you love. My Rav Tuvcha, so what does it mean, the great abundance of your good? He says there is a light, and we'll just translate it like this. How illustrious, how high, how panimistic and close to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu v'Yakiru and precious. How Nahora is that light, law, that upper light, that inner light, the Ikrei Tov, which is called Tov. Elokim is or kitov, because it says like this: Hashem saw that the light was good. V'dohu or hagonus. What light is this? This is the light that has been hidden away. The Bei Aved Kudsha Barichu Tav Ba'alma, because with this light, the Kodesh Baruch Hu does goodness in the world. And he doesn't stop it. He doesn't hold it back in any day. Begin to Bei Miskayim Alma, because this light is needed for the world to be able to sustain itself. And it stands there. So now the Zohar asks like this. Now you have this phrase, it says that you hid away for those of you beloved. That so the Zohar says that there was a tremendous light that the Kodesh Baruch Hu made when he created the world. But that particular light that he used, which is an energy, there's that light is a tremendous, tremendous concept beyond our minds. He says after he used that, he hid it, put it in a storage place which could not be reached, and it was set aside. That light of goodness is set aside for the tzaddikim in the next world. This is the meaning of this phrase, that you hid it away for those that you love. Then it said, Pa'alto lochosim bo. So you do, your deeds go according to those who take refuge in you. Pa'alta, what's Pa'alta mean? So he says, Bezimna de Ispre Alma, at the moment, the time that Hashem created the world, Haku Nahora Habakoyim, there was this light, the light that was used for creation. The Nahim Haresha the Amla the Siafe B'Am, and it's shown from the beginning of the world to the end of the world. Kadistala Kudra Barichu the Inan Chayivin is meaning the Kaimba Ba'amba, but when the Kodesh Baruch Hu came and he stakel, he looked. The Kodesh Baruch Hu the Inan Chayivin, he saw that people have choices. And unfortunately we got a bad start. We made some bad choices right away. The Adam Rishon and down the line. This meaning the Kaimba Ba'alma. They're all there, all the people of the bad choices, all the false choices were prepared right there, and they're in the world. Ganis Leila Hachu Nahora. So therefore, when Hashem saw this, he hid away that light. Dechsev, and because it's written like this, V'yimanim Rishoyim Orim, that he held back from the Rishoyim their light. Bezamin, it means the light of creation that created the world. Bezamin la'anhara the tzeddikai la'amal da'asi, but in the future it will shine for the tzeddikim in the world beyond physicality. So he said, "V'dolchu tzafanta the re'acho." So this is the meaning of this concept, that you hid it away for your beloved. V'chasev v'zarcho lechem yarei shemi. So he said, "Will shine on them, those who fear my name. Shemesh, I will shine the sun. Tzedakah, free gifts. Tzedakah is charity, giving them the benefit. Marafe bekanfecho, and also healing with its wings." So we're going to stop that part right now. Let me just see where we could pick up, and we'll go through some of this. Now we're going to continue on with a little bit of the Matuk B'Davash. And I think what we're going to do here is, where possible, we're just going to read the Matuk B'Davash. So we're going to be over here on this page. This is page Taf Dalet. And we're going to be over here. We're going to begin over here on the word Amor. He says like this. Ma hatam shekaseh v'kohanim b'nei Aharon. What do we need the two languages for? Why do we have to say Kohanim and the children of Aharon? Don't we know that the Kohanim, of course, are descended from Aaron, a priest? So what does it come to teach us? So it means specifically It means B'nai Aharon, the sons of Aaron. And it's these people that have to be careful about becoming Tomei Meis. V'lo B'nai Levi. But it's not saying this about the Leviim, B'nai Aharon, because the Kedusha, the sons of Aaron, He Lamala B'Kedusha B'nai Levi is a greater or more penimis dika Kedusha than theirs. Because Aaron, who was the original Kohen, because he is the one chosen to be the high priest from all of the Jewish people. He says, in order to be able to make peace into the world. That's what he does. Because what does he do? What does Aaron actually do? He brings the avodah of the korbanos. Now we see lots of different things now in the Tiferet how he talks about the nefesh behema, which is a big source in Lubavitch Chassidus. He says that nefesh of the Bahamas, which is in the animals, is in us. See, so therefore, by bringing the animal, you're bringing an aspect of yourself. Gormin yichud, and what it does. It causes a yichud of zun, that is Zohar v'nok, the opposite forces of male and female in olam atzilus. V'lahamshech shefa la'olim, it causes them to have a yichud. They come into oneness. And when oneness takes place, all the paths open. V'yidei shefa harav yihya shalom ba'olam, because of the shefa that he's able to bring down, that brings peace into the world. So therefore, talking about Aaron, because of the things that he tried to do in order to bring conflicts together. That's really what it is. Zohar and Noach are absolutely mated to each other. Absolutely. But also they're in conflict because they're opposites. This is the same thing that Aaron did his whole life long. The Fisha called Yamav Shal Aaron was his effort to bring peace into the world. Be of the servants of Aaron, etc. But the Fisher and since that's the nature of Aaron, this is the path that he chose for himself. Kodesh Baruch Hu there brought him in, he elevated him to the status of kahuna. And I've said many times that the concept of lifting up or going up is also the concept of going in. It's the same thing, because you're getting closer and closer to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, and his position is such that he could take that shefa and do something with it. So he says, because what he's able to do from down below is to bring peace into the heavenly host. Because as a result of this, Aaron became the Shoshvina is a servant. Let's see what kind it is. He is the master butler. I'm not sure exactly, but the introducer to the Matronisa, who is Malchus. The Malcha Kadisha, in order to bring that, he is the escort. I'm going to use the word escort. Shoshvina de Matronisa. He's the escort of Malchus. And what is his goal? L'havia l'malka kadisha, to bring her to Zer Anpin, which is the holy king. To sow the yichud into a yichud. And this is the whole point, and one of the greatest points that Kabbalah has to tell us is that the yichudim is really what we're all about. And for this reason, it's written, Shekal kuhunasam Zochel al Shehem b'nei Aaron. So all of the kahuna that the Jewish people, that any Kohen has today, is all because of the pattern of Aaron a Kohen, who was always trying to bring opposites together and make things work. So therefore, it's really incumbent on all Kohanim, all Jews too, but Kohanim specifically, because of their ability to be able to reach that plateau, which is the chesed of the chesed that represented by Avram Avinu and then also by Aaron. So he says, "B'darchei Aaron," that's the path that we want to take. This is Baruch Fleischman, and today is the third day of the week of this parsha, and Hope you enjoy the story.